So what if you had a sign that said no black people? Am I disobeying the sign then?
The sign doesn't say that.
Well, it could say that. What if you just said people with long hair can't come in here, what then? Like, you have a right to freedom of the press. It's under Section 2B of the Canadian Charter of Rights. So if I want to go in and work on a story about corruption or the good police that are in the OPP station, you have a right to do that.
I got behind him and paced him up almost to 85 miles an hour. No lights, no sirens. Follow him down to here after he gets off the interstate. Does almost 50 right here on 394, which I think is like 40, isn't it? That would have been 50 different ways to answer me.
I'm not saying exactly 50.
Well, what would have been any other way? I mean, you know, I'm a citizen. You know,
Welcome to Mr. White, the place where real encounters between law enforcement and the people unfold before your eyes. A quiet morning in Orillia, Ontario, known as the administrative heart of the province, suddenly turns into a legal battlefield when one citizen dares to question authority. With a population of just under 35,000 and home to the headquarters of the Ontario Provincial Police, Orillia never expected a simple "no recording" sign to ignite a constitutional showdown. Meanwhile, in Sullivan County, Tennessee, one of the busiest traffic zones in the state, with tens of thousands of vehicles daily, a deputy is caught speeding over 85 miles per hour with no lights, no sirens. But the real stop didn't even from inside the cruiser. It came from a citizen with a camera, chasing accountability all the way to the sheriff's office. From Ontario Audit to Big G Audits, these original channels are exposing the cracks in unchecked authority. Ordinary people with cameras are rewriting the rules of public oversight. If you believe transparency should be a principle, not a privilege, then you need to follow Mr. White right now. Hit subscribe and drop a woo in the comments if you stand for truth and civil rights. Change begins with awareness, and it starts with you.
Hey. I'm doing great. How's it going?
Checking in. Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Alright. Anything we can help you with?
No.
No?
Can I help you?
No? Just checking in. I know you just noticed standing out here. Is there anything can help you? Anything happen? What's going on?
No, you already asked me that. Can I get your name though?
It's right here.
How do you pronounce it?
You pronounce it whichever way you want.
What's your name, sir?
Officer Dreamy.
Thank you very much. What's your name, sir?
Acting Sergeant Order.
Thank you very much, sir.
Who is?
Wasn't that hard there? Wasn't that hard, brother? You expect to come out here and have a conversation with me. You don't even want to tell me your name. Sila? Silla?
Okay, so nothing we can help you with?
You've asked me that 3 times now, but I appreciate you giving me your name. I appreciate you identifying yourself. Thank you, sir.
Enjoy the sun.
Have a good day, Officer Silly. Yeah, I appreciate your other guys too, professionalism. Yeah, have a good day, buddy. Be safe out there, man. Actually, yeah, sir, I do have a question. Yeah, what's with this sign right here? I do have a question, actually. Yeah, what's with that sign right there?
Which sign?
This sign.
Which one? Big one?
This one right here.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, so that's probably referring to this part, this property here, right?
Oh, why is that? Why?
It's on the sign. OPP property.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with the Trespasser Property Act.
Well, nobody's saying you're trespassing right now. You're outside.
No, but that does. That says if I walk on this property with my equipment, I'm trespassing, which is just silly to me, right? Does it sound silly to you?
I can't speak, so I don't write the policies, man. I just work here. But,
So if I step on the property with this, will you arrest me?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna do anything right now.
How about you, Sergeant?
Well, under the Trespass Property Act, you have to disobey the sign.
So what specifically under the act makes it trespassing?
Well, you're disobeying the sign.
So what if you had a sign that said no black people? Am I disobeying the sign then?
The sign doesn't say that.
Well, it could say that. What if you just said people with long hair can't come in here, what then? Like, I don't understand. You said just because the sign says it, it doesn't make any sense to me,
Yeah,
Sergeant.
I think what the sign is referring to, I can't be sure, but it's probably to do with just privacy of people that work here. It's just to respect the people that work here, right?
Yeah, well, I understand people people.
tow trucks come in, people that were involved in accidents. So it's kind of private, it's sensitive. So to respect the people that come here that need our service, we ask that you don't record them, right? It's fair. A lot of these people are having a bad day, right? The last thing they need is somebody with a camera.
Okay, so I can make up a situation as well. Say Officer Silly here assaulted me over there. Maybe he punched me in my face. Theoretical, right? I wanted to come in and make a complaint on him. Do you think I would walk in that building without my audio recording device and make sure I'm safe again while I go in to make a complaint on Officer Silly?
So I can't comment on the hypothetical situations.
Well, you just gave me a hypothetical.
No, I think that's kind of what it's referring to, right? It's saying if you have questions, feel free to ask.
It doesn't say anything about anybody's privacy. It doesn't say anything about anybody's privacy.
I just gave you my best guess, right? Just based on what I see.
Yeah, well, he's the sergeant. I want to know what he had to say. He said because the sign said it, that makes it law. Boom, you're trespassing.
Well, it is.
No, it's not, Sergeant. No, it's not. You can't just say you can't come in here because it's trespass to property, man. We have a right of journalism in this country. We have a right to freedom of the press. It's under Section 2B of the Canadian Charter of Rights. So if I want to go in and work on a story about corruption or the good police that are in the OPP station, you have a right to do that. I have a right to walk into the lobby and say, hey, can I get an interview for a story I'm working on?
Yeah,
right?
If you want to do that.
No, according to this sign, I'd be trespassing.
Well, the sign is referring to the property. If you want to come through the
The
front
sign
doors,
needs to be taken down, brother.
If you want to come through the front doors,
The sign
ask
needs
for
to
an
be
interview,
taken down. That's
we're happy
that's
to
what I
take
want to say.
Any questions, anything? If you want to come through the front doors, no problem.
Sure, I'd like to go in and get a complaint form. Do you have Leaka complaint forms in there?
Is the supervisor still here? Yep. If you want to talk to a supervisor.
Do you have the Leaka complaint forms or different type of complaints for OPP officers? Can I get a complaint form?
Yeah, if you want to go through the front desk, so yeah.
Thank you, Sergeant. You guys agree with me that the sign is a little bit silly, though, after we've explained it?
We've discussed it. I think.
Yeah. Well, Sergeant, just because it says one thing doesn't make it law. You guys are law enforcement. Appreciate your time, though. Yeah, thank you, sir. You have a great day.
In Orillia, the administrative hub of Ontario, with over 34,000 residents and home to the OPP headquarters, a citizen directly confronted police over a no recording sign that held no legal weight. The encounter, in broad daylight outside a public institution, exposed a serious gap in a commanding officer's legal knowledge. The lesson is clear: always ask for legal justification, document every interaction, and never surrender your rights without fully understanding them. Now, move on to the second video.
It's 40. We're doing 50. He's doing 50 mile an hour in a 40. Lord, we're gonna have to ask him what the hell he doing speeding. On my way home. Oh, we get the good stuff. He'll bet you he turns it up here. You were speeding down the interstate and down this road right here, not going to an emergency?
You know where I'm going?
Are you going to an call? Yeah, that's what I thought, motherfucker.
How you doing, sir?
Fine, how are you?
All right, buddy. I'm Sergeant Knowles. This is Sergeant Owens.
How are you?
Make a complaint.
Yes, sir. I was coming back home from Bristol, and I was probably 5 or 6 miles up the interstate. Excuse me, honey, I'm sorry. When one of your officers, did you get his name, ma'am? You never did tell me what his name was.
Yes.
You won't have to see or anything, buddy?
Oh, you told
You
them?
won't have to see or anything?
No, I'm fine, unless you just want to.
No, just
You don't mind, I guess, recording.
No,
go. He flew by me, and I was doing like 70, which is, I'll admit, was over the speed limit. So I got behind him and paced him up almost to 85 miles an hour. No lights, no sirens. Follow him down to here after he gets off the interstate. Does almost 50 right here on 394, which I think is like 40, isn't it? Pull up to him next to the light right here on the intersection right down from the old courthouse. Pull up next to him and I ask him, why he was going so fast and not using his lights and sirens. And he said he was on his telephone, on his personal cell phone. And he said, how do you know I'm not going to a call? Regardless if he's going to a call, especially if he's going to a call, he still has to have his sirens and lights on. That's state law.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
Your state law.
If he's breaking any traffic laws like that?
Yes, sir. He has to have his lights and sirens on. Absolutely.
Now,
And I tried to bring it to his attention. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I tried to bring it to his attention, and he was a smartass to me. So I followed him and lost him. He just drove around till he lost me. So I came back up here to file a complaint. He pulls in with a bag of food. So his call was going to get his fucking meal. That's what his hurry was.
Okay.
And that's absolutely disgusting, because anybody else would have given a traffic violation for that very same thing. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm sorry.
All right, and you said, what time was this, you said?
Just right before I came up here, I've been up here probably about 35 minutes waiting.
Okay.
He literally just walked in about 10 minutes ago.
So you've been here 35 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. That's just to break
No.
Because basically the way it works as far as for my guys, as supervisor on this shift, when somebody complains, to me that opens up an investigation.
Sure.
To see the validity of that. And
I've got video I can send you.
Actually, I was going to ask to take a look at it.
Sure.
It actually showed the speeds.
Yes, sir.
Another thing, I can't suggest you following an officer anywhere. Because the type of calls we respond to and everything, you don't know where that officer's going.
Right.
And as long as you contact the supervisor, if you can give us the area, the time, and the car number, we can pinpoint that exact officer. We can.
Right.
I mean, if you're driving, don't get me wrong, if you're driving down the road and you're driving the way you was going, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not breaking the law at all. But if you're specifically following that officer, that's kind of a risk to you because you don't know where they're going. So, you know, again, I'm not trying to point out you're in the wrong or nothing. I'm just pointing out every fact.
Right. But you know, it's not against the law.
I didn't say it was, sir.
No, I know, but I'm just saying
If it was against the law, I'd have told you that.
Well, I know, and the risk, as far as the risk to myself, that's my responsibility.
Right.
I mean, I'm 48 years old and I've made it this far.
We try to help people.
I do, but the help that I've gotten from you all here lately, it's not been too good. That's actually why I picked up a camera and started doing this. I got a YouTube channel because of it now. And, I had one of your officers try to arrest me over on public property about a week and a half back, saying I was trespassing on private property right behind the old courthouse, which is public property.
Correct.
So he tried to arrest me twice that day, so that's kind of why I'm filming now.
Okay. No, you're fine, but like I said, it's not an issue or we've been pointed out. You're absolutely fine. But I seen that video, got the car number and everything, so I know what officer it is.
Right.
So, just for your knowledge,
Right.
this is your complaint. We're going to go find that officer right now and talk to him. Obviously, I'm going to pull the call log to see if he was responding to something or not.
Well, if it was a simple call because he didn't spend 10 minutes wherever he was. Because I came straight up here. And then he was probably about 15 minutes behind me. And he had food too, so that'd be a miracle to go call and get a bag of food somewhere in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Like I said, we'll look into that. I mean, we don't take this stuff lightly. Like I said, we're not held above anybody else.
Excuse me, sir.
We have to follow all traffic laws.
Yeah,
We do. Unless
absolutely.
we're responding to emergency call, that's where
Right, oh yeah. And if he would have just had his lights on, it'd been a whole different story. Whole different story. But he didn't. And he was weaving in and out of traffic, not signaling, everything else too. I mean, he didn't obey any traffic laws, any that I noticed. So.
Like I said, sir, we'll talk to him about that. And believe you me, if my officer was in the wrong, it will be handled
Sure.
the way it's supposed to be.
Sure. I hope so. And I'm not doubting you won't. I know I'm not doubting you won't. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
And then obviously, anytime you have...
That's why I even rolled up and asked him before I, even was, I didn't say anything cross. I just, hey, why are you speeding without your license or anything? I'm just asking. And then, well, how do you know I'm not going to a call? He could have just said, I'm going to a call if he really was, wouldn't you think? Instead of giving me a question for an answer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he had a legitimate call, wouldn't you think he would have just automatically, I'm going to a call? Instead of just going, well, how do you know I'm not going to a call?
Right. Well, and you could probably sit back and think about it too. That one encounter right there could have had 50 different responses back and forth. So.
Truly?
But, go ahead, sir.
Truly? Really?
Yes.
There'd have been 50 different ways to answer me.
I'm not saying exactly 50.
Well, what would have been any other way? I mean, you know, I'm a citizen. You know, I don't deserve to be treated like that. He could have been honest with me. If he would have just said, "Sir, I'm sorry, I just wasn't paying attention." Hey, it's cool. I do it too. You know, it would have been a totally different thing. But don't give me some bullshit line and try to say you was going to a call to try to legitimize something he wasn't legitimate in.
Well, no, and like I said, this whole thing, your whole complaint, I'm going to talk to him about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you aren't. I'm just saying.
With the 50 responses thing is that we don't have any direct general orders saying what our exact response should be to every question.
No, I know that, but it's just a matter of common courtesy.
And a lot of exchanges, a lot of times, can be perfectly fine words. It just comes down to the tone. Now, we do have a general order saying we're to be respectful to other officers and the public at all times. Any dealings we have with the public, we are to be respectful. And I'd like to think, for the most part, we always are.
And I've been treated great by most of you all. But there's always that one or two. And then, you know, I'm just trying to bring it to y'all's attention because maybe just saying something to him one time will, you know, maybe that's all it takes.
Yeah.
You know, some people have bad days. I know. I mean, I get it. I'm not saying he's a bad person or anything else, or he's just a smart ass in general or anything. I get it. I'm just saying he didn't handle that situation right. Could have handled it better, and that's why I came here.
Right. I would appreciate you coming, man. Like I said, I'm going to pull the call logs and all that. I'm going to look at everything. I've seen your video. I'm going to heard what you said. I'm going to talk to him, and we'll get it resolved.
Okay.
Like I said, if there's, if I pull that call log and he wasn't responding to a call, if he says he's, you know, we'll deal with it. If there was any wrongdoing there, we'll take care of it.
Sure.
If you notice, though, in your video, I wish you had a little more. In your video, you said you were pacing him at 80, which I can't advise you to do either because you're technically speeding too.
Well, I know, but yeah, but I know it's catch-22. That's the whole point. Do you not see the irony of it?
I see.
Yeah.
There's your rights as a citizen and
Right.
your limits as a citizen, and you don't have a right to go 80 miles an hour on the interstate, nor does he.
Right.
But if you notice in your video, that's why I was kind of wanting to watch more to see if there was more in there. Because
Let me.
listen,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sure. No.
If you say you're at 80 miles an hour, okay, and you're pacing him, then you're at 80, he's at 80, nobody's gaining or losing ground on each other.
Right.
You're gaining on him. Which, if you
I
watch
wasn't
the video-
gaining on him.
Well, if you watch the video,
Not the whole
then-
time.
If you watch the video,
Well,
then
you didn't see all the
Well,
video.
that's why I watched
There was
the video.
actually a point where he was going close to 90.
The part
It'll
you
be
showed
on
me-
YouTube, so
the
you'll get a
part you
chance to
showed
see
me-
the whole thing.
The part you showed me is all I can look at.
Oh, I know, and I'm just
Unless you
saying.
want to show me more, I'll look at whatever.
No, I'll tell you, it'll be on YouTube, so you'll see it. Trust me.
Okay. I mean, you don't want to show it to me right now, though?
I mean, like I said, it's long. I followed him for about 5 or 10 minutes, and him speeding the whole time.
I'm here for you.
I don't have time. I was literally going home, and I've been here for about almost an hour now. So
Well, like I
just
said,
look into it. Like I said, you'll see it. Trust me.
Part of the complaint process is I see what you have to say, what he has to say.
Oh,
what
that's
they
the way it
have to say.
is. That's the way justice works, right?
And if
You
there's
get both
evidence-
sides and then play it
if
out.
you have evidence of wrongdoing, I would like to see it.
Well,
If you're
you
filing
got
a
an
complaint,
email address? I'll send you the whole videos because there's actually like 2 or 3 videos.
That's fine.
You got an email address?
Huh? Yes, sir. I can write it down and give it to you.
Okay.
So you'll have it.
Sure.
But like I said, I mean, I just like to have that so I can review that because the clip you showed me, you're actually.
Well, I mean, like I said, I can give it to you, but I can't
Which
give it to you right
doesn't show
now.
him speeding if you're gaining on him doing 80. That's why.
No,
I
there was, like I
more.
said, there was a part when I was pacing him. Yeah, I wasn't gaining on him the whole time.
If you can forward to it, I'd be more than happy to look at it.
I don't want to.
Because the clip you showed me.
Regardless,
showed
I've
my
got to go.
officer speeding.
Just look into it. Like I said,
That's what I'm trying to.
regardless of the fact he was doing 80 or well over
do.
80.
That's what I'm trying to find. You said you have evidence of it on your phone.
Okay, like I said, it'll be on blast on YouTube, so you'll definitely see it,
Okay, so
and
you
you'll
don't-
probably get some phone calls over it
Just to
too.
be clear, you don't want to show me right now.
I've already
We'll
showed
see
you
it.
hit sending. I already showed you a picture of him blatantly speeding.
I'm just trying to find out what I can.
I mean, I know, but I just showed you it, and you're trying to get you're trying to nitpick. I mean, he was doing well over 80 just because I was gaining on him. I was sitting at 70, and he passed me like nobody's business. I was doing 80 trying to catch up with him, well over 80.
Okay.
Well, all right, so don't sit there and just try to
I'm not
negate
trying to
what
get
I'm
sir,
saying.
but listen to me. Before I talk to an officer, whatever, I want to have sufficient grounds to. I need to see the evidence of it. And if you're telling me you have it, I'm more than happy to
I
look
just
at
showed it to you.
Okay.
I just showed it
But
to
you
you.
said
And
you're
part
gonna
of that
send me the-
video you just watched, I was not gaining on him. I was pacing
But
him.
you said you're going to send me the full video.
I'll
and
send you
so
the
I can
whole
see it
footage.
all.
It'll be on YouTube. You can go to Big G Audits and see it. It'll probably be there tonight or tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go find a card, write that down, and I'll be right back with
All
you.
right.
okay? Like I said, I mean, I'm taking your complaint seriously, sir.
Oh, I believe you, but it just seems like you're trying to vilify me
Sir,
speeding and everything else.
I'm not nitpicking at all. I'm trying to see what you have.
Okay.
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. What you've just seen isn't just two isolated incidents, but two sharp examples of how authority can be misunderstood or deliberately misused in everyday spaces we all know. In Orillia, a city of just over 34,000 and the administrative heart of Ontario, a citizen forced an OPP supervisor to confront a simple but powerful question: can a sign with no legal basis be used to strip away the right to record in public? The answer is clear: absolutely not. Meanwhile, in Sullivan County, Tennessee, a region of over 150,000 residents and thousands of miles of highway, a deputy was caught speeding at nearly 90 miles per hour without lights or sirens. When confronted, he dodged the question, offering vague excuses, but the citizen's camera told a truth that could not be ignored. The takeaway here is practical and urgent. Know the law. Do not submit to baseless commands. Stay calm. Always record when possible. Ask for names and ranks, and demand transparency. The law exists to protect you, not to silence you. If you believe this matters, share the video, subscribe to Mr. White, and drop a W in the comments. The journey to defend civil rights is far from over, but every view, every voice, every action is a step forward.